Today we're going to try new Ruffles Ridge Twists. We have two varieties, Smoky Barbecue and Double Cheddar. I found these at my local gas station, which was Quick Trip, which is surprising. I've never been to a Quick Trip before. I stopped there to get gas, and they had these, which nobody else had them, and they also had something else that nobody else had. So apparently Quick Trip is on the ball. Anyways, we're going to try these new flavors of Ruffles, and really new form of Ruffles. That's the important part. They're Ridge Twists. Now, I've had my issues with Ruffles in the past. I love Ruffles. I think they're amazing. I think sour cream and cheddar Ruffles can be my favorite chip, depending on the bag I get. Oftentimes, I find that they don't put enough seasoning, which I hate. But otherwise, I really love Ruffles. Not so sure about these. They kind of remind me of the Fritos twist ones. I forgot what those were called, but they had honey barbecue ones that are like little spirals. And those are good, but we'll see how these goes. Let's see, on the back it says Ruffles is proud to partner with the WNBA for our 4th chip deal to elevate women in professional basketball. This collaboration is our journey to empower women on and off the court. Well, that's nice. I guess these are the WNBA chips. I mean, I already knew they were based on like the package, but I didn't know it was like that direct of a sponsorship, but here we go. Let's start with the double cheddar. See how good they are. They smell very much like Cheetos. There's a look inside the bag. They kind of look like Cheetos. I'm not sure how crunchy they're going to be. That's what I'm very curious about. Let's take a bite. Okay, I really do like these. I like the idea of them. The idea of the twist, I believe, it doesn't outright say that, but I think the idea of the twist is that you get more seasoning on the circumference of the chip. It's not like a regular chip where you have two sides. It's got it's got area in the middle. Now this is what I want to show. You got this one right here, which is really nice and heavily seasoned, and then you got this one, which has almost nothing on it. But I think the idea is that if it's done right, you can get seasoning all around in the holes and all that stuff, so that technically there's more flavor per chip. And there is a lot of flavor in these chips, and it's very much an artificial cheese flavor, kind of like the sour cream and cheese Ruffles. But if you know what you're getting into, if you like the artificial kind of cheese flavor that's on most chips already, you're gonna like these. The form factor itself isn't necessarily an improvement to me. I think regular chips are fine the way they are. I would probably prefer regular Ruffles, but it's not a hindrance like it was with the Lay's layers. The Lay's layers had the idea of putting the layers in so it would be more seasoning per bite, but those were not good. There was something weird about the texture of those. These, they're crunchy, but they're not too hard, and they are generally pretty good. They're just not that different, really. You'd think they'd be a lot different based on, the form factor, but they really are more like a slightly different cheddar taste than a sour cream and cheddar Ruffle, but the form factor doesn't make too much of a difference, honestly. So I'll give them a solid 4. I think I would prefer the regular sour cream and cheddar Ruffles myself. I would give sour cream and cheddar Ruffles a 5, but I think that these are an interesting, side step basically, but they just feel like an experiment. They feel like something that's made to come and go. The twists themselves are fine, but they're not an improvement as far as I'm concerned. And maybe that's what they are hoping, is that people will like it this way, but it's not an improvement over a regular chip. It's hard to just beat the regular form factor of a chip, and I don't think they've done it here, but it's still a nice snack. Now let's move on to our barbecue ones, and these are Smoky Barbecue, which is nice. There's a lot of chips that are honey barbecue, sweet barbecue. I'd like a Smoky Barbecue from time to time, so now that we've got the form factor out of the way, we can just talk more about the flavor and see how this Smoky Barbecue holds up. Ooh, they smell good. They smell smoky, which is interesting. They don't smell like a typical barbecue chip, but we'll see how they taste. Now these I like. These are not a side character. These are like, whatever, come and go. They're a side thing. They're a nice novelty act, but whatever. You're gonna go back to regular Ruffles. These though, these are delicious. I don't know exactly what they put in the powder. I was kind of looking in here, but they're very strong. Even with light seasoning, they come across as very strong barbecue flavor, and not like barbecue Lays, which I think is what most people would consider a barbecue chip, or the de facto barbecue chip. Barbecue Lays are great, but they're not exactly smoky like this. They're not a strong barbecue. They're more sweet. And these are sweet too, don't get me wrong. They're heavy brown sugar flavor for sure. But there's a little bit of a spice to it. Not spicy, it's more like a savory seasoning in it that really makes it delicious. It was hard to stop eating these to put this on. I'm going to eat these after the camera turns off. I was looking through the ingredients trying to find out what it is. There is turmeric in it. I think that might be a heavy indication of what is in here. Onion powder. See, it just goes salt, spices, monosodium, whatever, potassium, tomato powder, maltodextrin, dextrose, onion powder, citric acid, corn syrup, artificial flavor, garlic powder. So you got your standard ingredients. Maybe it's the turmeric, but there's something in here that really makes them, it kicks them up a notch, like Emerald would say, if anybody even knows what I'm talking about. It kicks them up a notch. They're like a really good barbecue sauce on here, whereas Lay's I would consider almost like the equivalent of like a cheaper barbecue sauce. This is like a very fancy barbecue sauce on a chip. I love these. If this flavor was put on regular Ruffles, I'd like it too, but as it is, I would buy these again, and I probably will buy these again if I can find them in a bigger bag. These were at the gas station. I don't really want to pay $2.29 again for another bag, but if I could find these at a store for, you know, like a regular, like a big bag for $3 or $4, I would 100% get them again. I think that the flavor is excellent. The form factor's really got nothing to do with it. The flavor is what's good, and I'm gonna give it a 5. So hey, Ruffles, when this goes away, because I'm 99% sure the twist will be gone pretty soon, go ahead and keep the seasoning for this one and put it on regular Ruffles and just put that out. I definitely buy that. So we got a 5 here. This a 4. Solid cheddar chip, but nothing to write home about. This, though, I would suggest trying if you're into barbecue flavor sauces. So that's Ruffles Ridge Twists, and I will see you next time.